The administrative profession holds both routine and unexpected demands throughout each day. Due to each role being unique, much like your thumbprint, there's no manual that makes it black and white or a no-brainer. Having transitioned from the profession myself turned specialized partner, I've been blessed with thousands of one-on-one touch points with admins living this profession each day. Each have shared with me remedies, ideas, and hilarious moments which could help others transition from, and I air quote, the island in which we feel and see ourselves living to a place of community. Each PS episode, of which I'll let you know, PS stands for permission slip, not postscript. These episodes will deliver thought-provoking moments from much of the wisdom gained through the years to help you navigate your admin world. Let's get to today's topic. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another PS episode. I've been thinking about what I wanted to share with you guys, where it kind of fits into mid-year when this goes live, and I thought thankfulness came to mind, gratitude came to mind, mindset, and all of the things that are amazing in that category. And I'm going with thankfulness, which immediately we'll talk about gratitude. And I know some of my listeners are individuals that study the Bible. So I'm actually going to start with a scripture. And if you are not a Christ follower, put aside where in the Bible this is and just listen to the words, because you kind of can't argue with the words. And it's Proverbs 17:22. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up your bones. So I bring that up here at the front because when we're not thankful, when we don't have a period of gratitude, we're the exact opposite, right? We could almost identify, if we were being very dramatic, we're slightly toxic, right? We've got a negative attitude. Our RBF is like totally obvious. And where are we at? What are we doing? And how are we serving ourselves? And I believe that a form of thankfulness, in my personal opinion, is actually self-care. And we have these lofty goals of what we want to do to sort of check off that self-care box. And I'll have another episode about lofty goals and making them micro goals. And in this case, for gratefulness, gratitude, thankfulness, it all comes down to mental perspective. So I have a few things. I've researched a really great article and case study through Berkeley. I also looked at a really good one through Harvard. And I want to give you a quick example here at the beginning, which sort of goes to the scripture that I mentioned. If I asked you to grab a piece of paper and write down all the things that suck for you, that aren't working out, that aren't in your favor, and that just keep falling apart, when you're done writing that list, how are you going to feel? And I know some of you are like, okay, Hilani, I know, I get it. Like, where's the grit and the meat of what you're going to share? And it's coming up. This isn't going to be too long. And when you take that exercise and you do it on the flip side, and you grab a piece of paper and you really stop for just 3 minutes and identify what you're thankful for, it's powerful. You have this new, positive, cheerful heart. And with that cheerful heart, you have maybe a relaxation in your shoulders of, it was just a bad moment, not a bad life, which is a great bumper sticker I saw not too long ago. And it really helps you put into perspective. And I know oftentimes for admins, we do get caught up. We get caught up in all of the fire drills and being air traffic controller, and we don't have that time. Whether you're in the elevator, you're driving, you have an opportunity to grab 3 minutes for yourself once a week to sort of touch on that self-care. And so think of that exercise of writing things down that are great. And gratitude is a habit worth adopting. That was a sentence I saw in one of the articles. And the information that came up in the Harvard was, when you're urged to find something to make you happy because you haven't stopped to recognize the things that are already in your life that, yes, we overlook because they're natural or they're constant, we're always on the hunt for something to make us happy. And if we take a moment of pause to evaluate the things that we're thankful for, we may save a ton of energy always on the hunt, always looking, always seeking. So that was something that was really interesting and powerful from the Harvard study. Now, from the Berkeley case study from 2017, oh man, I read this line. I was like, oh, that's profound. Gratitude unshackles us from toxic emotions, which, going full circle to the top of what I mentioned, it really does crush your spirit. I mean, if we see people who have an addiction to something, they don't look healthy. That negativity of that addiction, it really eats you from the inside. And every time we compound negativity and not approach thankfulness as the driver of how we want to look at our life, we're eating ourselves from the inside out. Not cool. And I don't want that for anyone. It's interesting. Another thing from the Berkeley study was gratitude benefits take time. Now, some of you who are regular listeners, the eye roll just happened. You're like, oh, she's going to talk about patience again. And I am. I'm not an expert at it. I'm still a developing expert, and I don't think I'll ever be an expert at it. I do have areas I am more patient than others. A great just comparison that's relatable is you're training for something, whether you're training to be a project management certified individual, that takes time. If you are a new parent and you're waiting for, bringing that new bouncing baby joy to life, both sides of that equation have to be patient. You're having a construction project done. You have to be patient. The year 2020 called us to really exercise patience. You have it in you, you guys. You really do. And I'll tell you that taking those each individual benefit, whether it's 3 minutes once a week that you choose to have thankfulness and write it out in a book, that's going to compound and that's going to benefit you. And then you're going to look back at it, which is really awesome. Okay. Another thing, I want to give you guys some action items to just flip the script a little bit in how you want to maybe show up and spread gratitude, positivity, and thankfulness to others. And I've got just 3 action items here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Number 1, at the top of your journal, and I really hope you use a written journal or something, and maybe even if you're in OneNote, and I've got a really great episode on OneNote, at the top of that day, write an intention. And that intention could be giving someone else, a positive reinforcement, writing down what you're thankful for, like, wow, I have a job to show up to. That's pretty great. Or, hey, I just chipped away at that last pound I was trying to lose. Just showing yourself a trigger word or a couple words that really set you to be grounded is really powerful. The next action is email closures. I've talked about this a little bit on LinkedIn, and if you're not hanging out with me and all the others on LinkedIn, please come and follow the page Exceptional Admins. I have gotten in the strong habit of closing emails with, I appreciate you. I've also mentioned, couldn't have done this without you, comma. Your contribution was very powerful, comma. You are very smart in this area, comma. We need to sort of change the way people experience communication with us. That means we have to step away from sincerely, regards, thank you, thanks. And so if you can think of some really creative ways to spread positivity, have them see you through a different lens because you've chosen to use different words, it's really powerful because it's a way to also express thankfulness and gratitude. And the last one, and I thought about this just moments before hitting record, in connection to the intention at the top of your day, I would like to start encouraging you guys to review your day. And if you have a written journal, imagine you're leaving a review for that amazing pair of Esmeralda shoes. You're like 5 stars, like totally 5 stars. Or that was crap. That wasn't what I asked for. I'm giving it 1 star. I'm just going to return it and not even leave a review. How would you guys feel if you actually chose 1 to 5 stars on how you want to rate your day? Then, if you are on Friday afternoon, you're closing out your week and you looked back to each day and you're like, you know what? The last 3 hours have been intense. But if I look back and see every day I gave myself a 4-star review, overall, it was a great week. And then maybe underneath whatever the stars you want to identify as the review for that day, one or two things that let you remember why you gave it a 4-star, why you gave it a 1-star. And because this is discoverable evidence, everyone, do not write stuff that someone else can read like my executive was a complete you-know-what. Anyway, but you guys know what I'm getting at. So those are the 3 actions: the intention at the top of the day, changing the way that your email closure looks, starting maybe with hospitality of, I trust this finds you thriving today. I trust this finds you getting through a busy week, especially if you know what they're dealing with as a company. And then, of course, close with, stay strong or something along those lines. Change up the way you're sending communication. And then that last thing was rate your day. And I will have show notes in this to the 2 Berkeley and Harvard, and actually a positivityblog.com article that I did read. And I will also, in case anyone wants to know what the Proverbs 17:22 was, I will include that in the show notes. But we all fall short on being thankful, totally human. However, if you just gave that 3 minutes once a week, you'd be able to have, especially if you're documenting it, you'd be able to have it to look back at and ground yourself, which we all can have help. We all should be using ourselves to help ourselves be our best version. Thanks, guys, for listening. Have a great day. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your time with me and allowing me the opportunity to inspire you. My intention with the PS episodes are to help you stay energized about your profession and continue to love it. Have a great day.